Jeff.
Yes.
Mahogany.
Mm-hmm.
Frakes.
I'll allow it.
Terrence.
Get it on!
Judge Mills Lane.
You're not Judge Mills Lane, you lying piece of shit.
I didn't even attempt the voice.
I'll allow it.
I feel like that's pretty good.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's why I didn't attempt the voice, because yours is better than mine, and if somebody's better than me at something, I just don't try it.
Yeah. That's why you just sit in a black void and watch anime. It's the only thing you're the best at.
That's what I'm the best at.
Consuming anime.
Frakes is just going to come across a guy with his mouth open on a park bench. Is like, that guy's real good at breathing. I should stop.
He died how he lived, giving up on things other people are better at.
I have gotten a little better at that because when I went to art school, that was my main, I walked in thinking, hey, people told me I'm good at this. I should just try it. And I looked around and everyone was better at me.
Oh, so you didn't have the one thing that your success stories like Rob Liefeld have.
Yeah, I had zero style.
Unshakable confidence.
Yeah. No, my confidence was real shaky. That's how I got recruited into a cult. Shaky confidence.
Ooh. Tell us that again.
Let's not.
I'm not going to get into it again. You guys have heard it. And if you haven't heard it, listen back to every episode we've ever aired.
Yeah, it's a real lifelong trauma for him, and we hear about it a lot.
You do not.
A lot.
You've heard it about 3 times.
On camera. 3 times on camera. But I went to a similar kind of church, but with less money, so they had less actual control over my life. Yep, that's right. Don't go to a mega church. They might be a cult, and they might get up in your business. That is today's lesson. No, today's lesson is welcome once again to Raiders of the Lark presents World's Most Available Hero, a Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition campaign. I had to think for a second because I'm on my 3rd cocktail, and this is a heavy pour. Did you know I can't really make a salty dog in Walterboro?
WHY.
Because nobody sells, as far as I can tell, regular grapefruit juice. This is pink grapefruit juice, so I guess this is like a salty poodle.
Salty pink poodle, because not all poodles are pink.
I feel like Foodland used to sell grapefruit juice. It might be a can instead of a bottle.
Foodland is
closed. I don't know the last time I've seen in the grocery store a regular grapefruit. I've only ever seen pink grapefruit when I see them for sale.
Yeah, I don't know. Like regular grapefruit are an endangered species, I feel, and that's a shame.
Feel like people are just like there's tart and then there's too tart.
I can't tell the difference flavor-wise. Like, I know one's pink, and psychologically, I think that makes people think it's sweeter. But I really if you gave me a blind taste test, I probably couldn't tell the difference between.
I mean, maybe I've been tricked by the pinkness as well, but I think that the pink ones are sweeter.
I just every time we talk about grapefruit, which is a lot on this show, we have over 600 episodes on YouTube.
It's a veritable grapefruit riot.
Aziz Ansari does a stand-up about being at a restaurant and hearing 50 Cent order grapefruit juice, and they sent him grapefruit juice, and he said, why ain't this shit purple? Because he wanted grape fruit juice, not grapefruit juice.
He wanted grape.
Why even specify that it's fruit juice?
Why do people say tuna fish sandwiches? It's,
Wow, I don't know, but I do.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I call it tuna fish. Well, because there is no because there's no mammal.
Yeah.
There's no other
around.
reference that we have to.
Can I get a tuna bird sandwich?
Well, because I was thinking that tuna is the same as mahi-mahi, which is not. They are completely different fish. But in my mind, it was tuna fish is tuna.
Yeah, it's like people
Your
say.
mind went to a real weird place.
You're saying
It lives there.
For me, when I hear tuna fish, I think it comes out the can, and when I just hear tuna sandwich, I think it's a fillet.
I
It's
think
not though.
No, it's not. But that's how I separate it in my brain.
think people say tuna fish to remind themselves that it's a fish. Like, this
Give me
meat
the
is a
sea
fish.
steak. Give me that sea steak.
I can't think of any other fish that tastes like tuna. So people have to like psychologically prepare themselves. Like, this is a fish. Just deal with the weird flavor. It's called tuna. Just, it's a
I think
fish.
it's just the canned meatness of it all, because like it's not the cheap tuna, it's the solid white albacore in a can, and I open it and it smells suspiciously like the dog food when you open the can. It's the same scent.
Smells
I
like
don't
can.
taste the dog food, so I don't know if the flavor is the same, but I know the
They're
scent.
not.
They're not.
As a person who was a very gullible child, let me tell you, it does not taste like dog food.
Yeah, well,
Dog food, cat
that's
food.
what I'm saying. Is I think it's that canness.
Those foods, they don't taste bad, but they don't taste good. They're incredibly bland to the human
Dogs
palate.
love it.
That's because it's wet.
I think dogs
Moist.
love it is because they have a richer olfactory experience than we do.
Yes, their sense of smell is so much stronger than ours, and taste is so tightly wound with flavor, with scent rather, which is why how people are selling scent pods for water bottles so that you can flavor your water through spritzing your nose with lemon juice.
That feels very like a scam to me. I know it's
Yes.
like a legit thing, but it feels scammy, and I don't
I
like
want
it.
to try it. Like cause
I mean, I'd try it too, yes, but
yeah, like I want to try it. I just want to try test, but you gotta buy it to try it because I'm not sharing it with anybody else.
you're not gonna put your lips on my fucking scent pod.
You got lucky. We were at a family Thanksgiving, and somebody had one, and you asked them what they thought of it, right? You know.
Uh-huh.
And I'm really surprised that lady didn't go, well, here, why don't you just go ahead and
Just
put your
jam in
stranger
mouth
lips
like a bottle.
put your stranger's lips on my water bottle and tell me what.
No, she was very nice. She answered all my questions. Like she was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It
it's like a
didn't
lightly
once.
flavored.
I mean, you weren't giving off a vibe that you wanted to try it, like
No.
hers. We're
just got really close to her, started breathing heavy.
I don't know. I don't see Mahogany ever giving off the vibe of, I want to put my lips on something that your lips have been on.
No.
I sure would like to eat your food.
I am really glad to hear that. I'm really
Yeah,
glad
no.
to hear that.
You do not give off that vibe. I'm not going to say you give off a germaphobe vibe or anything like that, but definitely what's mine is mine. What's yours is yours.
Let's keep our personal spaces. How about
Yes.
it? Yeah.
I don't
Cool.
like personal spaces myself. I think everybody should be piled on top of each other like dead salmon.
No, thank you. That's how you're a cat person. You want to like
Do you-
snuggle up.
Do you mean salmon fish?
The salmon fish from the can of salmon fish. Yes.
Not the salmon bird.
No,
Yeah,
cool.
no salmon bird, no salmon mammal.
Yeah.
Sammal.
Have to get my mental
Sometimes called.
picture right.
I kind of want to do salmon patties. I haven't had that in so long, and that's such a fucking like cheap Southern asshole kind of food.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom, if you listen to this. She loves salmon patties, and I always just pretended to like them. I hated them.
I actually
I
did
do,
like
too.
them.
My
I
grandma
actually
made
do
salmon
like them.
croquettes for breakfast. With
Yeah, they're salmon croquettes. You can
Oh,
say that. You can say the
good.
correct name, and they're better now.
No.
No, they're not.
They're really good with
Sometimes
grits.
You get one of those. Sometimes they didn't get all of the fucking bone out of it.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that
yeah. You
little
will
fucking
encounter a
fucking
bone
circle.
every now and then. Yeah.
Circle.
I love salmon, just as long as it didn't come out of a can.
I don't want
No.
to see it. I don't want to watch it happening, but I want
Just give me the finished product.
I tried to make some myself, and I got as far as taking the salmon out of the can and being like, "Oh,
Yeah, that
That's
smell.
enough of this.
no, it's the skin."
Why is salmon so jelly-y?
Yeah, why is the skin still in here?
Well, why? Yeah, like, is there a lot of collagen in salmon itself? Like, they don't have that many bones. Like, why is there so much fucking goo in the can?
They add the goo to make sure that the salmon doesn't get smashed up in transit.
I don't want added goo.
Now with more goo. Actually, they took a lot of the goo out of Spam. It still sucks.
Yeah, they put it with the salmon.
Now, the point is, I'm a sucker for like food that you would get from an old grandma's house in the 70s. And there you go.
Okay.
I'll say this about the canned food before we move on from this topic. I went through a period of time where I had very little money, but I wanted meat. So I bought canned chicken. And I would add canned chicken to my fried rice or my Mayfun. And it is not a great experience. You get the canned flavor.
It's good in dips when you don't have to have high quality chicken.
There's that.
You put enough buffalo sauce in that dip, you can't even taste the chicken. Much less can.
I was drowning it in teriyaki and soy oil.
Ever tasted that? Every
Actually,
time somebody's brought it to something, I've always just been like, no, thank you.
I use the canned chicken when I'm using other canned things. Like if I make a homemade, quote unquote, homemade pot pie that's just like shit out of cans and a pre-made crust, then yeah, I'll get the canned chicken.
I have never used canned chicken.
Well,
I've had chicken soups out of cans.
Yeah.
But like if I want
chicken of the sea, but that's tuna.
It's like chicken's already so cheap.
Fish.
You can get like a bunch of drum. You can get a bunch of drum legs for like $1.20 a pound.
I had a second place I was going with that. I tried the same recipe this last week with like boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I had like half a pack left over after making curry the night before. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll make a pot pie with the rest. And it really makes the rest of the ingredients seem tatty and tacky compared to real fucking chicken that you grilled yourself.
It's a stark contrast, yeah.
Yeah, it's a stark contrast to the canned vegetables and the pre-made crust.
See, here's our problem with this podcast. All right, now I'm going to put an end to this.
Okay, thank you.
All right. What's his name? Matthew McConaughey was on a podcast.
Andre 3000. All right.
Wrong one.
Okay.
He was on a podcast a few weeks ago talking about how he makes a tuna fish sandwich, a tuna fish salad sandwich, and it's immaculate. It's like tuna and wasabi mayo and green peas and all this other shit. And we're talking about chicken out of a can. Nobody's here for that.
Yeah.
I feel like there are a lot of people out there that can relate, even though it makes them feel bad.
Yeah.
That's what our podcast is all about.
That podcast talked about salmon goo. Let's go see what they're doing next week.
It's our like scheme and plot to be like, look, guys, we need money. Give us $1.
Just enough to buy ramen. Not even the good ramen.
No, top ramen. Nissan ramen.
Maruchan. Who has a range of high quality ramens. But anyway, I feel like we should actually start doing the game. The game,
now I got tea.
Which is Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition, in case you remember way back 20 conversations ago when I introduced the show. So yeah, put the salmon out of your mind. Put the tuna fish out of your mind. Put all the other things out of your mind because we are entering a serious situation. We're in the serious zone, serious time, and of course Frakes walks off because he was the guy I was going to start with. But all right.
My bladder's tiny, even though I'm a big, strong man. I got a little tiny.
I'm 6.5 feet tall. Oh God, my bladder is the size of a fucking Vienna sausage.
Well, let me help segue this conversation a little bit.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Now that you're talking to us again.
Now that we can talk and actually play, sure, no problem. So, remembering last time, and if I remember previous episodes, probably close to about 10 episodes back.
Oh. We're winding it way on back to episode 9.
A certain gun that was referenced last week was indicated that it was probably magical.
Yes.
And if I remember correct, also it was highly technological.
Yes.
So I will try to communicate with the gun and try, because I can communicate with technological items. I will try to figure out if we can, if there's any way to integrate the gun with Cyber Squatch. If it can help convert the technology in him, since Cyber Squatch is part magical and part technological, if the gun can help with the interface and help with his condition.
That is a very interesting idea. And let's put a pin in that because I'm going to start with Frakes since he's back. Are we okay?
Yeah, sorry, I heard y'all clowning on me for the size of my internal organs that I have zero control over.
That's what you want us to think. You know,
Quiet,
you had a
tiny kidneys.
Oh,
Your minuscule liver has betrayed you.
It's because my liver's too big. That is why it processes my blood fast and puts all the waste material into the bladder. That's
Your
how the
tiny
body works. My tiny bladder.
Yes.
And my urethral strength is just not strong enough to hold back all that fluid. All right, anyway.
That's a bit more personal than I really wanted to get, but all right.
I tried to pee in a bottle this week and missed. So,
Oh my God.
please stop.
In there.
Jeff is
It's a
making such a
mess.
valiant effort to get us on track, and you guys are just fucking it up.
So
Fucking it up.
sorry.
Not my fault, your fault. Anyway, let's start the game officially. Here we go. A whirl of gray dust blows across a barren wasteland as Cyber Squatch steps through the doorway of a little wooden building. You look around, Squatch. You see an image or a scene that is familiar to you, but only vaguely. There are wooden planks on the walls, like it's made of like cheap wooden paneling. There's posters and things like that are fading and crackling. There are long wooden pews in a very large room, and at the far end of it, there seems to be a counter that is largely darkened except for a candle guttering next to a hooded figure behind iron bars. And it says, "Tickets here." The hooded figure looks up, and you don't really see anything but a pair of flickering red lights that probably are eyes regarding you. You look down at yourself, and you see yourself as you have not seen yourself in years. Whole. You look down and see the body of just a Sasquatch, no cyber at all. In the distance, you can hear the sound of a chugging train.
Do I feel like I've been here before? Does it look familiar?
It does look familiar. You have been here before, or at least a place like it. The in-between place between the living and the dead.
Hi there, hello. How are you now?
The hooded figure beckons you forward. "Sorry, come closer. I'm hard of hearing." It taps its hood, and you hear the clicking sounds of bone on bone. "Been here a long time."
Understandable. I will approach the counter.
The counter says, "You look." The hood looks up at you and haven't seen your kind here in a good long while.
Yeah, it's not very often that. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen my own kind in a good long while either.
Are you ready to move on? He thumbs over his shoulder, and you can see there is a skeleton underneath the glove. Like you can see, like the tibia and fibia. All right, is that the right? Is those the arm ones? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stalactite,
No,
stalagmite.
Radius ulna.
Oh yeah, okay. The radius and ulna under jutting out from under the glove of the hood as it thumbs over its shoulder. And it says, our price always 2, and then your eyes focus for a minute, acorns.
I don't know if I'm ready or not. Is that the only option?
The creature's eyes regard you again and say, well, I can't say for certain, but you haven't been fast-tracked. It looks like you have time to choose. The next train won't be through here for another... And then, like, your mind goes blank for a minute, as if you're hearing static. But you know how long it's going to be, but not really. Meanwhile, back in the real world... Defrag, you there? You're muted. Just making sure you're available for roll.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Defrag, you and Minerva have interfaced with Six Gun Gorilla's gun. Behind you can hear the sounds of medical equipment beeping and plugging and chugging away, breathing for Cyber Squatch, pumping blood for Cyber Squatch. You find that they've even wired Billy up to Cyber Squatch to make sure that he can regulate the remaining life functions, as his internal workings are very similar to a living being's. But whenever you interface with this thing, you feel that it is probably one of the most amazing tricks of technomancy you've ever come across. Clearly not of this earth. Clearly even not of extraterrestrial origin. This thing is a both divine and technical gift from beyond. And as you interface with it, it does a full scan of you and says, welcome, unworthy one. What brings you here?
I'm curious. I have a companion that is of the Fey race, Feyish origin, and a great tie with the earth, and was commingled with technology, but not in a good way per se.
Like you feel a tingling across your mind, and you get a lot of alerts from Minerva, like, oh no, this thing's taking a lot of archival. Okay, well, bye. And the gun answers back, I see what you mean. Yes, your companion is a corruption of nature.
I'm trying to find a way to give him a way to survive, to no longer be, to remove the corruption, but give him his essence back, but allow him to still use technology per se. And I'm wondering, I've got a couple theories of things I can do here, but I thought I'd get some interaction with you to figure out what you think.
Your vision changes for a moment, and you're in a white void, and you are looking at a winged something. Like it's like it's visually redacted from you, but it gives off like a wave of I hate to use the word holy, but there's really not much else to do. It is a feeling of such like ineffable goodness coming off of the image that there's really no other way to describe it. This thing is some kind of angel. It glows for a moment, and then it speaks to you again. I'm afraid that I'm afraid your friend Cyber Squatch's origin, his corruption, his ongoing life struggle is not something that I am programmed, able to help with. I am currently on the search for another bearer. He was eliminated early on. I cannot bond with him.
Okay.
But I have examined your mind, and you want to use me as a bargaining chip, or rather, it was offered. I do not want to ascribe motive to you where it does not belong.
Well, I've also come up with an alternative plan. Whereas before, I was wondering if I was trying to think about working with the Fey Prince, but I forgot my own origins. I'm technology mixed with magic. I come from technology and magic. Minerva comes from technology and magic. We both come where I got my powers and stuff was from a place called Yggdrasil. And it is got a lot of technology and magic involved with it, and it might be more familiar with his circumstance with being more natural background, naturally Fey, and integration of technology, because Yggdrasil, from what I understand, was a old mystic tree eons ago, and it eventually got corrupted with technology.
The tree was merely representative of the truth, but as a representation goes, a tree is fine. The corruption of technology is unfortunately inevitable. It is one of the reasons I was created, to sanctify technology and use it for the greater good. Yggdrasil will not help you here. You do not have the time. Allow me to grant you a vision.
Absolutely.
Your vision expands out back to the real world. You see yourself standing at the table, hovering over the gun with the holographic Minerva on the other side of you, both your hands out extended over it. The rest of your crew is either worrying or attending to the needs of the fallen Cyber Squatch. But as they do, you see that things speed up. You leave this picture. Everyone leaves the picture. Only the necessary people there guard Cyber Squatch for days and days and days as his condition worsens and worsens. And you see that after about 10 days of this high-speed vision comes to you, Cyber Squatch's body begins to repair itself, but not just repair itself, it begins to eat itself. The meat portions of him begin to fall away, rot, become zombified, as the technological parts of him reinvigorate, come to life again, finally fulfill their final apotheosis. The portions of Cyber Squatch that are still active and technological are also interlinked to the mystical existence of this creature and are now primed to fully corrupt him to unfathomable evil. Your vision draws back to the angelic figure before you. I'm afraid that I can do nothing. My presence would only complicate things within his systems. You must excise the corruption entirely. If you must use me as a bargaining chip, do so. I am not bound by the normal laws of men and fairies. I go where I will. And then you and Minerva are both pushed out of the vision, pushed out of connectivity. And like the feeling you get from the thing is that it is essentially like a spirit of justice. Like Cyber Squatch's like personal like problem is that everything that has happened to him has not been just in the slightest, and currently he has no recourse.
To be honest, it's kind of nice not to have any agency right now because I can just sit back and enjoy what you guys do.
Meanwhile, in the afterlife,
Shit.
you Cyber Squatch are sitting, or you find yourself moping around in the train station for the better part of it, and it has like an old-fashioned kind of old west vibe, but you see a lot of anachronistic stuff. You know that you've been alive for a long time. Like parts of you that did not remember you before are remembering you now. And you saw the rise of human industrialization. Horses leading to chariots, chariots leading the carts, carts leading the trains, trains leading the automobiles, automobiles leading the planes. And you can see that there are a lot of things from different time periods. Like this is an old West train station, but you see like a 1980s phone booth in the corner. You see like a side room that has like a mid 1930s automat in it, where occasionally you'll see a sandwich slide into one of the containers with a price tag of something.
In this time, am I able to like meditate? Because I imagine I haven't been able to explore my own consciousness.
You haven't been unconscious since the 1960s.
And I imagine that the cybernetics in my brain would have prevented me from actually exploring my own.
Yeah, your inner world has been
space.
almost locked out to you.
So I'm kind of just sitting here enjoying the feel of my own fingers, wiggling my toes, and just exploring my own internal space.
And the more you look at it, the more you can see the seams where your soul has been ripped apart. Parts of you are here, but parts of you are gone. The parts of you that were cyber squatch are thinner, almost transparent. You can hold your hands up and see directly through them if you just concentrate a little bit.
So I'm not complete.
Your soul is not completely here. You are not complete. You have been damaged in a deep and unfathomable way.
I can't go on like this. I can't move on like this. I need to heal first. If I'm going to spend eternity with myself, I need to be healed. Do I believe that healing is possible?
You know that you are from a culture that believes healing is always possible. You've seen numerous, not you personally, but you know
my generational memory.
Yeah, as a generational memory, you've seen disaster after disaster hit the earth, and the earth regenerate itself into something new and special each and every time.
I go up to the counter.
Are you ready to board, sir?
I do deeply apologize for wasting your time, but I am not ready. I have to go back.
Then you'll want a return ticket. He reaches under the counter and pulls up a ticket that is dull and silvery, and he scrawls something on it and then stamps it 2 or 3 times with 3 different stamps and say, "Good luck on the journey. The return trip is not easy, but the train for that will be here shortly."
I will pull out as many acorns and pine cones as necessary to.
All right, and you have as many as you need.
I kind of imagine that.
Let's back in the real world. Adam the cat smokes cigarettes nervously. He talks to Rena. Bubblegum, you're watching him talk to Rena in low tones. What do we got here? I know Defrag's working his best, but he says that thing didn't help much. Rena assures him that, well, we've got him stabilized. I mean, I say stabilized, there is a steady decline. It's not going to be easy to get him back if we have to build him ourselves. I'm a technician. I'm not a scientist. And unfortunately, all our scientists, all our best minds are lost or dead. Cosmic, can you... Cosmic? Hey, anybody seen Cosmic Knight?
That's right. You went away to process your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet around here, huh?
Bubblegum. I don't suppose you could track down Cosmic Knight for us. I got like a side mission I need him for.
Sure, and I will zip off looking for him.
As you're going, you hear Prince Greg say, "If you need me, mistress, I am always here."
Is that a volunteer to find Cosmic Knight for me? Cool.
I'm afraid it doesn't work that way, mistress. I can only come to you. You hear another voice from across the room. Sorcerina, one of the recently paroled supervillains from the Icebox. "I can find your friend if you can bring me an item of his. It's a good talent I always had, even before I started doing, I guess you'd call it the bad stuff. I call it the personal enrichment because, After all, businessmen do it and they get away. Why, if I do it in a costume with magic, I go to jail?
That all makes sense to me. I'll go find. Yeah, I'll go find something of Cosmic Knights.
All right, Tucker. What exactly will she be able to find of personal items in Cosmic Knight's room?
Go find a DVD.
A dope DVD collection.
All right,
I probably have like what should be a CD book, but it's full of like movies, and they're organized in a very strange. It's not alphabetical. It's not by director or actor. It's just in my own head, best to worst. So there's no real rhyme or reason to it, but it's a CD, one of those old school giant CD books, but it's just full of movies.
I'll just bring the whole thing.
Actually, I will say so. I will tell Bubblegum, look for Dragonheart. He used to talk about Dragonheart all the time.
I'm not
It's right next to 16 Candles.
Yeah.
Actually, what is the first movie in that binder? That's just me being a GM. I'm curious. What does Cosmic Knight think is the best movie ever?
All the Andy Sedaris movies.
No, Jeff's right. The one that hit him the most, that made him actually open up his eyes, is Dragonheart.
Huh.
You will notice it's the only Sean Connery movie in the book.
What? Not even Zardoz?
No, not even Zardoz made it to the book. I mean, I've watched Zardoz, but it doesn't get a place in the book.
Highlander?
No, not in the book.
Wow. Thought I knew you.
All right, Bubblegum, which CD are you taking?
I mean, if I can only take one, then yeah, it's Dragonheart.
All right, you take the Dragonheart. The Dragonheart. The CD binder has. You see that it has both the DVD and behind it is the slip cover from the case, folded neatly behind each video. And you are not even a millennial, like you are in your 20s, I assume, right?
21.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a movie that you probably maybe even not even heard of. It's the year 2030. This movie came out fucking like maybe 15 years before you were born.
I think it came out in 95.
Yeah. I was born in 2009. It's not happening. I mean, I'm sure I've seen it now.
96.
Just
But yeah.
on the strength of Cosmic Knight being around. But
Yeah, well, there is a nice big viewing room here in the mansion that's got like a nice huge TV, or not a TV, but one of those like things where they bring down the screen and then it projects the DVD. This is a mansion, for God's sake. They have good stuff here. Not as good as the place that you're from. I mean, this is a mansion built in the 1920s. They've had to do a lot of upgrading.
not complaining. I know how to rough it.
All right, so you bring the Dragonheart CD down to Sorcerina, who is still like, you see her when you get there discussing names. I don't know, like Sorcerina, it's like my brand. I do, maybe like if they can like, I don't know, do like a press junket. Hey, Sorcerina, good now. Hey, or her daughter of Sorcerina. Like I've been locked up for a long time. But yeah, good.
Yeah, this
You bring item.
This is his favorite thing, so please be careful. With
Favorite thing, Dragonheart. What is this, role-playing game?
I don't know. Sure.
Oh,
Just be
aliens
careful with it.
of very weird people. She begins to mutter an incantation over it. And you see that the CD itself begins to glow, and you see the art on it begin to like become incandescent, as if it's been drawn in blacklight paint for a moment, and then the CD burns and melts to a crisp. She says, "Ah, I have found him."
An alarm goes off in my suit. Cosmic Knight is now a supervillain.
You
I immediately go online and order from Amazon another Dragonheart
Same
DVD.
day delivery. Same day delivery.
Original
same day
version.
delivery.
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
It's super niche. You spend way too much money on it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, she waves her hand aside and opens a portal, and she says, "There you go. Your friend is waiting, or Your friend is moving. Actually, what is your friend doing? Where has Cosmic Knight fucked off to?
Cosmic Knight has, kind of fled. He's flying to a small, shitty town in South Carolina, where his ship is currently hiding.
All right.
He tends to hide his moving every so often, but he tends to find small, nothing, mostly deserted towns that have a junkyard that's overgrown with weeds, and he hides his ship in those places.
You have a specific one in mind?
Just off the
Hold
top.
on. This is gonna feed my own personal.
Temples in Batesburg, Leesville. I think it's still called Temples. Yeah, it's still around.
All right.
There's actually, if you want to go to Junkyard Life on YouTube, it looks like there's a 3-part video about Temples as a junkyard tour.
You find the where is it? Batesburg, Leesburg?
Batesburg, Leesville, South Carolina. 2 towns that are so small and shitty that even together, the name is bigger than anything in that town.
There's a good barbecue place there too.
Sheely's.
Yep.
Yeah, it's where I grew up.
All right. The portal opens up and you step out into the rich, balmy winter air of a South Carolina town called Batesburg, Leesville, or Leesville, Batesburg, whichever one it is.
You had it right the first time.
Yep.
Cool. I will never get it right again.
Just say B&L.
All right, B&L.
No.
B&L. B&L sprawls out before you, and you find yourself at the gate of a junkyard. What is the junkyard name? Do you have your name for
Temples?
it? Temple's Junkyard.
Yeah.
You see that there is a man drinking out front with his friend.
Accurate.
Like just beyond the gates. There are just a pair of guys just hanging out after work here in the evening time, having a few brews and a few laughs. And when you appear out of nowhere, they look up at you and go, "Huh, well, that's much prettier than we normally get." The other one laughs and, "Hey, honey, you single?"
It's not talking to me, honey.
Bubblegum, honey.
What now?
Perfect answer.
When you step through Sorcerina's portal, you see 2 guys hanging out in front of a junkyard, and they start hitting on you like immediately, like this is nothing to them.
Yeah, no.
You're not single, okay?
Yeah, no.
You looking for the feller with the armor on?
Yes.
We charge him $20 a month to keep the spaceship in the back corner.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I can't believe we got him to agree to that, to be honest with you. We've had so many weirdos come and take pictures of that shit. It makes us so much money.
I was going to say, please say you're charging those weirdos.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, wait, are you here to take pictures of the ship? It's $100.
We're looking for the guy in the armor.
I don't know. He's back there fiddling with it as far as I know.
Okay, thank you. Excuse me.
You're going to go by the pile of Oldsmobiles over there, turn left. There's a big pile of mufflers that we've been taking out, and he tells you which way to go.
I'm sure I'll find it. I say it, I fly away.
Okay. Woo! You hear as you go. Damn. Superheroes and their upskirt shots. Hot damn.
Creepy.
Cover art. That's how we sell these. That's how we sell these comic books.
You fly over the junkyard, and you can see that it is indeed a junkyard. There's a lot of derelict cars here. A lot of them been looted for parts. panels, glass, and other things. But in the very back corner, could you please describe the spaceship you will return to Earth, you got here to Earth in for us, Toker?
Yeah, it's sleek. It's silver. It's dildo-esque shaped. It's-
Are we talking dragon dildo, or are we talking like human?
A bad dragon kind of thing.
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know about dragons till I got here.
Okay.
So it's just it's like it's form functional. It's like just
What do you call it? Flight of the Navigator kind of thing. Have you seen that one? Oh, go on. Have you seen 80s movies? You have to see Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, I think so. I just can't remember the spaceship.
Just like, kind of like pointy in the front. And
It looks like it looks like a nut, basically.
yeah,
Until
like
it
an
shifts.
almond.
And then it shifts into space flight form.
Yeah,
It
that's-
becomes a lot of shape pointier.
Yeah, that's literally what I had in my head. is Flight of
Okay,
the
there you go.
Navigator ship.
I love Flight of the Navigator. It was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
It's not the Mystery Science Theater dick with balls at both ends.
No, that's the SOL, Satellite of Love,
Yeah.
which is shaped like a bone. It's not like a dick. It's a bone.
Yeah, if you say so.
Okay. Anyway, so yes, it's pretty easy to pick out Cosmic Knight's spaceship in and amongst the rubble, a gleaming kind of almond-shaped vehicle parked amongst a pile of used and probably cracked transmissions.
And I approach what is obviously a spaceship.
All right.
Cautiously, because I know he's he wanted to be alone.
Cosmic Knight, you hear a perimeter alert from your vehicle, a thing you did not know we could do.
I'm just.
I announce myself.
I think he was just like sitting in the pilot's chair because it's basically an apartment on the inside, like a small shitty apartment. There's a pilot's chair. There's a place where you can clean yourself. There's a place where you can sleep, and then like a little workstation. And it looks.
It's a space RV.
Yeah, it's a space RV. Ooh, that should have been what I was driving. The one from Spaceballs. Actually just an RV with rockets on it.
Well, your ship does have a stealth mode that it could transfer its exterior appearance, but
to look like an RV. But yeah, I feel like he just settled in, like he hadn't been gone that long because he flew here.
yeah. Well, no, you fly very fast now. Don't forget.
Yeah, 600 miles an hour. So it's fast, but
Yeah, it's been an hour. Like you've been like,
oh yeah.
yeah, that's an hour from fucking Virginia.
Well, it took me an hour to get here. I don't think it took her an hour. Anyhow,
True, but like they've been going through a lot of like stuff trying to get Cyber Squatch. Like Adam just noticed you're gone. It's been several hours. You've been here alone a while.
for a couple hours. Okay. Yeah, then he'll kind of get up and he'll walk to the side of the ship that opens and it'll open up and he'll see Bubblegum and he just goes, "Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah. I feel like I'm making the wrong decisions.
What do you mean?
Maybe I'm not supposed to be on Earth.
Oh, so not like just, in what you choose to say or what you choose to wear. No. Where you choose to be?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You
That's
mind
a
if I
lot.
interrupt you? Mind if I interrupt you two for a moment?
Uh-huh.
Think about it. If you guys need to exchange messages, I'll be right back. We'll be right back. Defrag. Adam the cat flies over to you and says, shit, I don't know. We got like some sort of magical fucking gremlin in the corner. He turns and looks toward Prince Grax, aka Witch Boy. Your guy's ward is like keeping your guy alive. And like literally Billy has wired himself into Cyber Squatch to such a degree that he is basically resting on his back. His eyes are closed. He is almost fully integrated. Parts of his body have like split off and become the life-saving organs to your friend. And Adam sits down at your feet, and he he lights another cigarette. He's like, "This shit's not helping. Nothing's helping. I did not want to get involved this way. I wanted to stay at the nursing home, man. I hate seeing friends die.
He's not dead yet.
I know, but look at him.
We just got to increase his magic to overcome the technology. The technology, unlike with me, where I'm integrated, he's never was integrated. His is more like a cancer. The technology is a cancer to him. So we have to find a way to remove that cancer from him. And that might cause him to revert back to more of a natural state, a quote unquote mystical, magical state.
The cat looks up to you and like he like his head comes forward and like it begins rubbing on your leg, and then he like stops. He's like, stop. Goddamn. It's a reflex. Sorry. I'm so sorry. And he flies upward to eye level to you. He's like, this is why I retired, man. There's just so much out there. I'm not used to being a person, you know? Like my people, my species, they're not emotional beings in general. I lived 3 years as a goddamn cat.
You're doing good.
You know, his paw reaches out and touches your shoulder. You know, that is hilarious. I love you. No, if you can get Cyber Squatch back for us, he leans in and says, I'm going to make you team leader. You've been probably the most effective team member so far, and I don't want to lose anybody.
Neither do I.
I'm just here for training, and I got the boys now. And he gestures broadly towards Prince Grack and Billy. He's like, you know, I mean, you guys are professional heroes. You didn't really need me. I'm here as a safety measure, but I really got attached. I know everybody says not to do that. God damn it. I'm sorry. Please. And then he turns around and says, Grack, come here. I need you to work with Defrag. I'm going up. And he looks up and says, and then he asks you, is it all right if I go up to my room for a bit, Defrag?
Of course.
He nods.
You're still our leadership, and you always will be.
You guys are great. I'm so glad I picked you, this team. I'm so glad. And like he flies closer to you, and like you can stop him if you want. But like, you know what thing cats do where they just rub their face on yours?
That's fine.
He rubs his face on yours and says,
I'll scratch him behind the ear.
Thank you. You have no idea how long it's been. And then he flies away, and before he gets up the stairs, he says, Grack, Defrag, I'm counting on you. We're all counting on you. And he flies out of sight. Meanwhile, back in the in-between space, Cyrus Squatch, you are sitting on the outside of the building in the little overhang, and you can see the vast vista, the gloominess. There is occasionally flashes of lightning that illuminate the area, but it is all stark gray mountains, cracked gray wastes, and of course, gleaming almost new steel rail lines. Another figure comes out and sits beside you, and when you look, you see a man that is maybe in his 20s, but he's holding his own head on his lap, and he turns to you and says, Subject 53. Fancy meeting you here.
Did you get here?
Oh, well, you know, I was trying to do my escape thing. I programmed a lot of hostile, very easily corruptible AI into your systems. And it looks at you and says, your systems are gone. Well, kind of. But He says, but ultimately, your friends, your superhero companions were faster. And he holds his own head up to you, and you see, like, the youthful face of a man who was, at one time in his life, exuberated about science. We did so much together. I know, maybe, perhaps you have hostility toward me, but your friend cut my head off, and now I am here. Dead.
Did he?
Oh, yes. The fellow in the silver armor. I did not get a good look before the end. He showed up like a bullet.
I'm sure he is suffering over the necessity of ending your life. You wouldn't understand that, for sure.
That is the first part. All the parts that were missing from me in life are here. I know what a horrible creature I was. I know.
Isn't it funny how that works? You never really understand the damage that you do until you can no longer make it right.
You hear a scream of brakes from across the benches as a train explodes onto the scene with dust and wind and fire. The engine flies by you. The cars go by. You see faces, both distraught and terrified. A flash by you, and then it stops, and the door opens up and says, well, this is my ticket. It was wonderful working with you. I mean, I did horrible things to you. I'm so not sorry. As he steps forward, holding his head into the vehicle, and says, I hope your life, whatever it is from now, is more hell than I am about to. And the doors close in front of you, and the train explodes out.
May you get everything you deserve.
Meanwhile, back at the junkyard, Bubblegum, Cosmic Knight, what have you guys been talking about?
Cosmic Knight has been expressing that he is not a knight because he doesn't think that his heart only knows virtue, and that, maybe he wasn't meant to be with these people. And then there was that guy who showed me visions of my home world and chaos, but I feel like that's what would happen if I go back home. But I just don't know.
And Bubblegum has been trying to explain to Cosmic Knight the concept of nuance. And she talks him through making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and how to get it so that the ratio of peanut butter to jelly and bread is just so. And
we're supposed to be role playing.
yeah, but it's been a rough going.
I don't know if that was this show or another one, but when I eat a peanut butter and jelly, I just go wild. Peanut butter to jelly, it's all over the place. There's no consistency to it. I love it. And she said, I don't like you to make my peanut butter and jelly sandwich because it lacks nuance. And I thought that was the funniest statement anybody had ever made about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then Terrence left. See, that's what I let him leave it in the middle of me talking about a chaotic peanut butter and jelly sandwich is the spice of life.
I will take a break here.
Okay. Now that Little Bladder 2 is empty, Terrence.
Anyway, back in the South Carolina junkyard, Bubblegum has reconnected with Cosmic Knight since he flew a good long ways away.
Yeah, I think before we took the break, I'd explained that I didn't think I belonged on Earth, and the decisions I've made, like killing those people first off early, and then I kind of lost it to a little bit of rage in the last adventure, and But then that guy showed me visions of like my home world, and I took that as a vision to mean that if I was to go back, that would be what happened. But Cosmic Knight doesn't know that that's actually happening already on his home world.
You do remember that him pointing at Cyber Squatch, screaming about blood and metal, and Cyber Squatch kind of laughing it off, saying, "Yeah, that's already happened, friend. But now you've seen different. That guy in the nursing home accurately predicted Cyber Squatch's future. He is basically a shattered remnant of himself."
Now, Bubblegum just needs to talk me off the ledge of returning home. All right, go for it.
Go ahead,
so
Bubblegum.
I begin by explaining to you the nuance of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and from
That's right.
there, we go on to just looking at the sky and like talking about the clouds and how they look like different things, but they're not those things. And like you see how stuff can seem one way, but it's not really like that. And like just talking about calming things and like, you know, deep breathing and yeah, stuff.
You're not great at this, Bubblegum, but I appreciate it.
Bubblegum has basically showed up and insinuated herself into your exit strategies, Cosmic Knight, and like kind of refocused your attention back on Earth itself and the good you've done in her own way.
Yeah. And just how, like, you know, it's not as bad. Like, everything is not so black and white, so cut and dry. It seems like your people are very much like things are this way or else they're that way. But that's not how.
It's kind of why I got ran off from my people.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Is like, you know, you're still. There's a difference between us and them, and you think that because it's different here that you don't belong here or whatever. But that's what I'm trying to tell you is that there's a space for you here. Like there's everything, there's like an ebb and a flow and how everything connects and moves, and like you're part of that now. And you totally belong here. Like you're part of this. Like you see how the wind, it doesn't go through you, it goes around you because you're here, and that's a good thing. Yeah, and then I'll pass you the joint that I'm smoking.
It is fun to look at a dollar bill on weed, man.
Ready, go.
All right. Meanwhile, back at the base, below the mansion, Rena calls you over, Defrag. She says, "I'm getting some very weird readings from Cyber Squatch. He's it's like he's rallying, but like the machinery is fighting back." She looks up at Billy, who has basically like split his body in very multiple and strange ways and become basically the life support system for multiple Cyber Squatch's organs. Like his head is pressed against Cyber Squatch's with his eyes closed, and he hasn't talked in hours. Like he's been working over hot time to keep Cyber Squatch alive. Probably Cyber Squatch, I believe, am I wrong, was like the first guy that talked to Billy, right? After he came out of his medically induced coma and into
Billy?
his.
Oh, Billy. I thought that was Defrag that spoke to him, but
Was that you, Defrag?
Yeah, I can't. It was either me or Cyber Squatch. I can't remember which. Either he was first and I was second, or I was first and he was second. I can't remember what it was.
I do remember that. You know, I was.
But yeah, Billy has a very special bond with both of you. Like he sees you as both as father figures in different ways. For you, Defrag, he sees you as a mentor who shows him how to use his technological abilities to his ultimate capacity. And Cyber Squatch, he basically has drawn a lot of his morality from you. Like you, whenever Defrag is done training him, he comes to you basically as just a person to hang around and talk to. Like, you are Billy's moral center, so he's very connected to the both of you.
Wise mentor. That is what Cyber Squatch is.
That's what I'm trying. That's what I tried to go for because I had cybernetic stuff. He had cybernetic stuff.
I will say out loud to everybody that and this is just from the implications that I've gotten with everything so far. I see we need to strengthen Cyber Squatch's spiritual bonds with his body, and that's going to probably require magic. We need to see if we can find Cyber Squatch when he was away from Earth, weaken that bond. We need to strengthen that bond. So I'm going to have to try to see if I can research a strong magical site on Earth that can strengthen the bonds within him, because we want to strengthen his spiritual bond back to his body and hopefully weaken the technological bonds away from, so he's more reliant on the spiritual side.
You hear a voice from the corner. Prince Grek, aka the Witch Boy, says, "Well, I mean, he's not really connected to the earth per se. He's connected to the overspirit of the earth that kind of guards everything between the planet and the spiritual representation of the planet. That is the Fey realm. Cyber Squatch lives in both those worlds. We may need to take him home if you are willing to risk it."
If that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do.
Back at the junkyard, Bubblegum, Cosmic Knight, you guys have been just sitting and chit-chatting for a while, talking about like the vicissitudes of human and I guess near human existence, how black and white or not so black and white. And
Parents, I don't mean to cut you off here,
oh, go ahead, yeah.
but this was something I actually plan on doing while we're still talking about the being at the base.
Sure.
Once I got through talking with Greg, and I realized, Prince Greg, that we need to probably bring everybody together to go to the realms, I will cut on communication to contact Cosmic Knight, and I will actually put it on all the channels for everybody. And I will come across and go, "A knight is sworn to valor. His heart knows only virtue. His blade defends the helpless. His might upholds the weak. His words speak only truth. His wrath undoes the wicked. The right can never die. If one knight still recalls, the words are not forgotten if one voice speaks them clear. The code forever shines if one heart holds it bright." And then I go, "Cosmic Knight, you need to be that knight. You don't have to be perfect, but you need to be striving towards it. That is the goal. We need y'all back here so we can save our companion, Cyber Squatch. And if you need me to come get you, I will come get you."
And I'll look over at Bubblegum and go, "Are you hearing that voice too, man?"
Yeah, dude, those are the communicators. That was, defrag.
Oh. Yeah, let's go back.
Okay, I think we need a ride, though.
All right. You hear the call for a portal back to the dimension, defrag. And when you open it, your two companions step through side by side. You get the vague impression that they're leaving a gleaming silver spaceship in a shitty South Carolina.
My spaceship has a key fob where I push it and it goes toot toot. I think our people invented this.
Like we stepped out of a cloud of fog, cloud of smoke.
As they step through from behind you, you hear the sounds of mechanics and flesh grown to life. As you see Billy's eyes, which are now glowing white, like Cyber Squatch's, stand to attention. The body of Cyber Squatch, which is now like fully almost integrated with Billy the Techno Kid, stands to attention. you hear Billy's voice say, "Okay, I think I've got him moving. If you need that."
Keep him together. We're going to transfer to my plan, and I'll mention it to Prince Grack, is to go to the realm of Yggdrasil and then transfer from there to the Fey realms.
Grack nods his head. He pulls out his witch hat and puts it on and says, "No need to trouble yourself. Yggdrasil is an easy transportation." And he floats up in the air on one of the nearby walls of the garage bay, and draws in black charcoal a huge oval. And he puts his hand on, and begins muttering something under his breath. As you guys look back around you, you can see that the staff of the mansion is looking distressed and despondent and disheveled because they've been working for about 24 hours trying to keep Cyber Squatch alive. But beyond them, you can see the four supervillains now turned parolees ready to do their part for superheroism, sitting there just watching along. Sorcerina nods to herself, and yes, very good. I love it. You see the the hangry man chewing up pills. Eagle Scream looking down at like a computer that he's been giving, like going over news things, and finally, and then the last one, of course, which is just a man standing there with the 0 on his forehead, looking over a cellular phone that he's borrowed. Somebody's like, "Hey, did you know?" But they all turn and look at you and like say, and give you the good luck sign, or at least they give you the moderate sign that they believe in you. Adam the cat flies down from upstairs and says, Are you guys heading out?"
Adam, yes, we are. And let me make a statement real quick.
Sure.
So first of all, I see a lot of despair and despondency, and that needs to disappear. We're in a hero business. Our job is to make things right. And one of the things we're going to do is make Cyber Squatch back. So y'all got to have faith and believe in us. And we will have faith and believe in y'all. While we're away, please, Adam, please work with these individuals over here. They're trying to redeem themselves, and let them do the work that we can't do since we're going to be gone. And I look at the staff and I'm going, please support them and help them in all the ways y'all can. And we are going to have to go and take care of this.
All right. You get a tight salute from the staff. The parolees are hesitant, but like give you the nod and like basically gestured that they're going to attempt to do their best given their situation. You see something you don't really see much in cats in general. There are tears streaming down the face of Adam. He's like, "You get him back, boys. You guys. I love you." And as you step through the portal created by both Prince Grack and Sorcerina, the scene fades from you, and you are suddenly within the glorious, constant, cool, and fall-colored domain of the King of Autumn. And we will pick up there next time as we continue pretty much after the holidays, because I don't think we'll be able to do this next Sunday because I will be
we already said that we could, and you were like,
no, like we will be able to play after the holidays, but next Sunday is during the holidays, which I'll be working. So
when we weren't recording, you said, "Oh, I can do it, but I'll be drunk." And now
No,
you're
no,
like,
no.
I've got a job to go to.
No. I'm talking 2 weeks in the future. Like the next week in the future, I will be at work on Sunday. The week after that, I will be hungover after a holiday party, which we normally do every year. And I don't know, we should probably record some of it just to put on our fucking YouTube channel because it's usually funny.
Yeah, the way these release, this will be way into January before anybody hears these details.
I was thinking July.
It's not that slow. It used to be. You had to be on Patreon. You could hear it 19 episodes early. But that window slowly got closer.
Well, I mean, like, there's only so many of us, and there's only one asshole doing the editing. I don't even know his name.
Or running the game on Sundays.
My husband is giving me candy shaped like wiener and balls. So,
God, if we didn't know you were gay because you said my husband, it was the shape of the candy that gave it away.
I thought that's just what you normally.
Anyway, if this comes out before Christmas, Merry Christmas. If not, I hope you had a Merry Christmas.
Enjoy your dick-flavored candies, Game Master Terrence.
Seriously, it's
flavored like dicks.
It's a cowtail and two Ferrero Rocher. No. The cowtail, two Ferrero Rochers.
Oh, I do love a Ferrero Rocher.
I was thinking to myself, depending on the flavor of the candy, I would probably eat dick-flavored candy. That doesn't make you gay.
I mean, Ferrero Rochers are delicious. You can
if y'all could see the way he was eating them, though.
And following them.
That cowtail went all the way in and then all the way back out. It was crazy.
I didn't think you had to slap yourself in the face to taste it.
I thought instead of the Rocher, whatever, I thought he was going to have hot balls. He's going to have those little cinnamon balls.
He's loving all these jokes. You know what Terrence doesn't like? Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Die.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas.
You can't tell somebody to eat a dick when you're currently eating a dick.
It's a cowtail.
Yeah.
It looks like a dick.
Sorry, a ball then. Well, I guess you could tell somebody to eat a dick while you're eating a ball.
Jesus Christ, would you please stop this recording?
Is the cover art just you eating dick-shaped candies?
No, it's the upskirt.
Oh, it's the upskirt shot. We already did it.
Oh,
Junkyard upskirt.
It's the two rednecks looking up going, oh.